Remember, we are going through this beautiful community of Felicity, and with my colleagues here, Shivani, Hemant and Jason, we're now at the Baradesh Mandali, which is located on Clark Street in Felicity. Seated with me here is Mr. Bandule Maharaj, and he is a very active member of the temple, which is overseen by his brother, which is Pandit Atmaram Maharaj. He is not here this time, but we are going to speak with Mr. Maharaj, who is going to tell us a little about culture in Felicity. I mean, I know and I think listeners, I understand it's something that is very, very, people follow their religion, they come to temple, have services. Good morning, Mr. Maharaj.
Good morning. Culture in Felicity is very much alive and very varied. There are so many aspects of culture practiced by the people of Felicity. As such, we have drumming, tassa drumming, the dholak. We have what we call the various type of singing, bhajan. We have what we call the piraha. We have what we call again chautal singing. All these things are practiced by the people of Felicity. Majority of people in Felicity participate in all these activities. Like, we have Ram Leela, we have the Phagwa, we have, of course, Indian Arrival Day is coming. There will be bands in Felicity singing their various songs and so on. So, culture is very much alive, and the aspect of clothing and so on, which still keep within the realms of dharma, cultural aspect of the Indian culture. We keep like the saris, like and they still wear, the old people especially wear the ornis. That is something very important, and we are trying to encourage the younger people, especially in religious functions and so on, to put something on their head, which is of very great significance. And so, Felicity, yes, we are very much alive as far as the culture is concerned.
All right, and Mr. Maharaj, tell us about in terms of religion itself. I mean, because we know Felicity is a predominantly East Indian community. I mean, what part does religion play in the community while they are involved in the culture and Diwali, the celebrations and so on? Tell me about the religion.
We encourage the practice of our religion in the various forms. For example, the rituals. That is something that people do not forget on a very in an annual basis. They don't forget their pujas and so on. We also encourage the practice of prayers at home, where they can do their lighting of the diyas and do their arti. We also encourage their little children particularly to do puja onto their parents, which is very important, which helps in the promotion of good habits and respect and good life. And so we are much more alive again in this aspect, the cultural aspect, the festival aspect, the rituals and so on. We are in Felicity. We are not absent at all when it comes to yajnas, when it comes to pilgrimages, when it comes to tirat. That tirat meaning pilgrimages, as I said. Only yesterday we had a meeting to go take a trip to the Ganesh Murti at south side somewhere. We have a Ganesh Murti. So we are encouraging people to get together and promote the various aspects of our Hindu religion. And Felicity has many temples. It also has a lot of churches, and I think we have one mosque. So we are very much alive as far as, and we interrelate with each other. There's no segregation as far as that is concerned. The people of Felicity, of the various religious beliefs and so on, will live in harmony, and Felicity is indeed a very blessed place.
And indeed something maybe all communities should try to emulate. And how would you be able to say how many temples? Because we noticed, well, of course, this one, and there's...
Yeah, we have a 7 mandirs in Felicity. But temples, mandirs also. Yes, we have one mosque that is down at Greenwich Road. We have temples along Kakandi Road, Nolan Street, and of course, Baradesh Mandali in Clark Street.
And there's also a church when you're coming into Clark Street. There are 2 churches actually in close proximity to the Baradesh Mandali. So it is indeed something that should be emulated, I think, in all communities, because religion is the basis of each community, and that is where children, persons in general, learn morals and values. And just, even crime is not necessarily an issue in Felicity. So maybe religion is something that should be imbibed in all areas. So I want to thank Mr. Maharaj for speaking with us. And remember, we are continuing our journey throughout Felicity today. And you can view pictures. Just log on to 103fm.net. Like us on Facebook as well. All right, so join us in a few minutes' time as my colleagues and I continue our journey through Felicity. In Felicity, remember, we are continuing to journey throughout this lovely community. I'm at the home of Mr. Sudwa, Bhim Sudwa, and he is a retired school teacher. We focused on a lot of aspects of Felicity, like crime and religion. We're going to talk to Mr. Sudwa a little about education-wise, because, of course, being a retired teacher, tell us what education has played a very important role in Felicity, and let me say good morning to you as well.
Good morning to you, and welcome to Felicity. Good morning to the entire Trinidad and Tobago. And I would like to take this opportunity to wish each and everyone a happy Indian Arrival Day 2014.
And with that said, Mr. Sudwa, getting back to the education aspect, of course, being a teacher, you said for almost 38 years and 6 months. That is the duration of your teaching, your service. Education in Felicity. How has education contributed, you would say, to the community?
Well, education will always play a vital role in any community. Felicity, in the last 30, 40 years, was more of an agricultural community. But our forefathers, our parents, probably they had the foresight to see that education will play a very, very important role in the years to come. So they toil very hard in the cane fields and they send their children to school. They sacrifice a lot. And today in Felicity, there are very, very prominent individuals who have excelled at the highest level of education. And we have lots of doctors, engineers, policemen, civil servants, principals, teachers, firemen, you name it. In nearly every aspect, there are lots of people from Felicity who are well educated and gainfully employed.
And, you recently retired, Mr. Sudwa. In terms of education now, the younger ones coming up, because these are people that would have passed under your tutelage, that became these lawyers and doctors and so on. But for the younger ones now, is it something that you still see existing in the community?
Well, yeah, parents in Felicity, they are very much interested in their children's education because Felicity is a very close-knit community. Nearly everybody know each other. And we help each other, we take care of each other, right? And we see education as continuing to play a vital role in the upliftment of our village. So children are well taken care of in Felicity and their parents are giving them all the support necessary so that they can excel in the various fields.
And would you say there are any sort of challenges that maybe the education system itself in Felicity faces, and is there anything that you observe probably needs improvement or anything?
Well, probably the schools were built in a limited piece of land, so they don't have that room to extend. But there are lots of vacant land to the west of Felicity. Probably they can build a new school with all the modern facilities, because where the Hindu school is located at present, a couple of years ago some firemen came there and they said how that building is like a death trap because it's one way in, one way out. So probably they can relocate that school to all that vacant land where they can build a large school with a recreation ground, computer facilities, sick bay, music room, all those things. Felicity needs something like that.
And definitely improvements in education. And I am sitting under the house of Mr. Sudwa you know, and right opposite there is a vacant piece of land. You know, he talked about so many areas being vacant, and maybe it is something that maybe for those listening, those in authority, even government, who knows, locate a piece of land and, you know, build a new school for Felicity. It is something that's being done throughout the country.